Well, hello there. Welcome to the Great Outdoors. We are in Alliance, Ohio at the Nature Center, and here we have a map of some of the trails here at the Nature Center. What I'm going to show you is a couple tools that I like to use for safety out in the woods. One of them is a Garmin eTrex Legend. This lets me know where I am at all times and can bring me back to my vehicle by dropping breadcrumbs. I also have an iPhone that has the same type of feature and can bring me right back to my vehicle also, and let me know the elevation, the time traveled, and many other things which are important to somebody that's hiking. Some other things that I have are good footwear for safety purposes. I always take my walking stick everywhere I go through the woods, and I'm always cognizant of the trail itself, because stepping off of the trail I could do damage to the ecosystem, which we do not want to do, and we can talk about that a little bit more in detail later. I also carry on this side personal protection. That's good for a weapon of your choice, which we don't have to get out and show the audience now, but just keep that in mind when you go out into the woods to hike. That being said, we'll go out on the trail now. So here we are at the beginning of the trailhead. You'll see off of the pavement where the trail actually begins. This is where you want to stay on the trail, because walking out anywhere in this area, a number of different things could happen. You could end up with poison ivy, you could ruin an entire colony of ants or any other insects that we really don't like to disturb. So let's keep that in mind as we hike. A lot of places that you go hiking will have markers at the trailhead that will let you know where the beginning of the trail is. We're about to take the barn trail of the Houston Farm Trail. So we'll head back to the barn now. Sometimes during the hike we'll find things like litter that's laying along the trail, like we have here. We have a water bottle, and we also have a piece of paper that looks like it's been laying here for quite a while. And what I'll do when I come out into the nature to hike, I'll bring a small bag with me so I can pick up trash along the way, just so we can leave the nature undisturbed, and let's make it look like humans were never even here. So here we are at the end of the Houston Trail after a good hike through the woods. And as you can see, there's a clear trail here that I never left. On either side of that trail is lots of natural habitat that we do not want to disturb. So leave no trace. That's what I like to say whenever I'm out hiking. And that's pretty much what I did here. I stayed on the trail where it's safe, where if something were to happen to me, I could be found by anybody coming out looking for me, and I'm not doing any harm to the ecosystem or any other of the natural habitats of things that are out here in the woods. When you come into areas where you see signs like this that are provided by the people that put the trail together, always pay attention to them. This one here talks about uneven areas and to use caution when walking. We will hit that area later, which is down here, but always pay attention to signs for your own safety and safety of people around you. Very good policy to remember also is carry in, carry out. If you bring trash in, take it out with you, because there's fewer and fewer trash cans in hiking areas anymore. There does happen to be one here, which is great, but there's fewer and fewer. So carry in, carry out. There's another sign here to pay attention to also. This says our wildflowers and native plants are a wonderful resource and must be left alone so that all of our visitors can enjoy their beauty. That's something really to remember too. No picking of flowers. Leave the flowers and things alone and just enjoy the nature. Thank you. This is another trailhead here, which used to be a wooden boardwalk that went all the way back to the pond, which is on the sign here. And it looks like what they did here at this trailhead, they turned that wooden boardwalk into something that's a little more sustainable, that they don't have to do so much work on, and it probably lends itself better to the environment also. So let's head down to the pond and we'll take a look around down there. Here's the boardwalk that I was talking about that used to be on the earlier part of the trail, and it's nice. It's especially for the elderly or the disabled. It's a good area where you can hike and stay on the trail and not do any damage. It's just a little more for upkeep and things like that, but it still makes for a nice walk in the woods. So here's a spot that we always like to stop, me and my wife, as we're hiking by the pond, and it's obviously not an issue now that we're into spring going into summer, but one thing to keep in mind is to remember to not walk on thin ice, and we do hike in the winter. If if you heard that noise in the background, what that was my iPhone that was taking the minutes, elevation, and distance covered with every step that I take. So that's another good tool to use when you're out in the woods hiking. So here's another man-made trail that's built with wooden planks. It frankly goes quite a ways. I've been on this trail many, many times. But I wanted to show you a spot over here which was obviously stepped on by a human, and that's a spot where you don't want to get. Never ever leave the trail. Let's leave everything as it was. This is kind of neat. This is called a sweet gum tree, and it's actually been adopted by the local city schools. So the kids come out here and take care of it and make sure that it's going to grow to its natural size, and it's just neat to see that kids are getting involved with nature. So here we are back to the original trailhead from where we started. The thing to do now for personal safety is make sure you just take a quick look around your boots, the cuffs, and make sure you have no ticks on you before you get into the vehicle. They do carry Lyme disease, and they're very, very dangerous. So brush them off back into the natural habitat where they belong and head back to your car.